and welcome to the APLL Pulse Podcast, where you can uncover new insights from the logistics and freight forwarding industry through the seasoned experts at APL Logistics, a global supply chain provider. We'll help you keep pace with the current topics impacting businesses and advance your logistics strategy. Hello, listeners. This is April Chapman, your host of the APLL Pulse Podcast, and I am so excited to have our next guest join us. We passed a really important milestone recently when we celebrated that APLL has been in Vietnam for a little over 30 years, and we would like to highlight the wonderful things our team is doing out there by introducing you to Alex Yap, our Managing Director over Operations at our Vietnam location. Hi, Alex. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, April. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you have spent about 15 years in the region across several major companies. So can you share a bit about your journey and what led you to us here at APL Logistics?
I joined the APLL last April 2023. I was actually in the area for 15 years. My career, it's about 25 plus years working from supplier to provider and also on the client sector. So I did strategy execution, but all in supply chain. I did a lot of technology in the industry and also construction materials, shipping, and a lot of broader logistics roles across the area. I actually wanted to stay in the area, very dynamic, so very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know, I must have just missed you because I was in Vietnam about 4 years ago, and we're in Ho Chi Minh. That's where we're located. And I just had the most wonderful time. I mean, the food was so good. The people were so kind. I could not believe how many motorbikes there were. It was intimidating to cross the street, but thankfully I had my APLL friends.
It takes a while to adjust to it, but maybe a couple of days.
You know, the funniest thing was the shortest of our little group. She was the one who went right into the street, put her hand out, and we were like, come on, go now, go now, go now. I was like, okay.
Yeah, just walk slowly, constant speed.
Yeah, constant. It was a fabulous trip, and just getting to meet the people out there and our crew, I just really enjoyed it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about you and your journey. So you currently oversee Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar. Is that right?
Yes.
So what makes this region especially dynamic or important in today's supply chain landscape?
Well, we have seen some of the most challenging global disruptions over the past few years, pandemic, Middle East conflict, China-US trade war, and other geopolitical tensions. Only a few markets like Vietnam actually registered a positive GDP during the pandemic. It has emerged as a key manufacturing and export hub. It actually proved its stability, while Cambodia and Myanmar offer complementary capacity. So together, the region provides options for investors for a multi-country sourcing strategy, which is exactly what many global shippers are looking for.
That makes sense. So let's talk about the fact that we've been there for over 30 plus years. I know we're doing some big campaign like 30 and beyond, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes, this is about growth, actually. We started as a shipping line in 1995. Then eventually it evolved into a separate division, APLL Logistics. Now from starting with 10 employees, now we're about 150 with 450 indirect staff. So that's a total of about 600 employees for Vietnam alone.
Well, for customers who may not fully understand Vietnam's role in global supply chains, how would you describe its importance today?
Geographically, Vietnam is strategically located along major trade routes, connecting intra-Asia, the East and the West, with all these long hauls. It has established itself as a reliable destination for companies seeking resilience and diversified supply chains. Vietnam's extensive network of 16 active free trade zones and it has business market access to over 60 economies worldwide. So this supported export growth and deeper integration into international supply chains. Coupled with a young workforce, they have a median age of about 33 years. 55% of the population is actually below 30 years old. So it's just one of the most dynamic countries and economies right now in Asia.
Yeah, that is a younger dynamic out there, huh?
Very young, actually. I'm old in it.
Well, let's call ourselves mentors, okay? Let's call ourselves mentors. So, well, what do you think about the shifting kind of global trade patterns and supply chain diversification that's been happening that's hitting that region?
Well, many multinational companies have changed into diversified supply chain strategy, right? There's China plus one. There's a lot of companies moving into Vietnam. The foreign direct investments has actually doubled in the last 2 to 3 years. Vietnam has transitioned from being an alternative manufacturing destination to becoming a global powerhouse in terms of manufacturing. So companies are just not coming to Vietnam to lower costs. They are also investing here to improve resilience across growth opportunities and position themselves for long-term success.
Yes, because we all know disruption has happened, will continue to happen. So we need to be close, right? Like we need diversification. We need all eggs need to be in different baskets, right? So Vietnam is really stepping up and has shown a lot of growth in those areas because of that, right? That need now. So you think it's particularly attractive then compared to other markets and even Southeast Asia?
Well, it is actually consistent economic growth and stability over many years. So that predictability gives investors confidence when making long-term decisions. And Vietnam is a perfect place for it. Its young workforce, they have been elevating their skills through the years, giving them a unique edge of combining cost efficiency and operational acuity preferred by foreign investors.
So, although the average age is 33, so that means you have a lot of people in their 30s, and we're doing a campaign with 30 and beyond. So, let's go back to the 30 and beyond. I want to kind of pull in, why did we call it beyond? Like what's your vision? What do you see behind where we're going with that?
Well, it focuses on growth. Going beyond means helping shape the next chapter of growth across the Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar area. The customers' needs are actually evolving, and supply chains become more complex. So we want to actually prepare the team for this growth, this trajectory. So we wish to instill in our team that we must think beyond and have the growth mindset in whatever function we are doing at APLL.
Okay, so then what do you think, if growth is the focus, what are the biggest opportunities that you see for growth? And let's look at maybe the next 3 to 5 years.
Well, our customers usually very particular. They're looking for more resilient, efficient, and future-ready operations, right? So we have expansion plans in the north and south of Vietnam with additional brand new and modern facilities and planned lead certification and automation. So this makes our total warehouses in Vietnam to 5. And this helps secure our presence and capabilities for the future. But of course, most importantly, we must invest in our people today to carry us through the wave of growth in the next 3 to 5 years.
On top of that, having been in Vietnam, I remember them talking about the size of our warehouse there. So what is the size of that warehouse in relation to either that region or the global view?
Actually, we have the biggest single roof facility in the south of Vietnam. It's about almost 50,000 square meters. It's the biggest in Asia. It delivers the most volume out of Asia. So it's one of the pride of Asia.
That's great. That's great to hear. All right, well, let's talk about a little bit of the cultural perspective there and some of the internal things going on. So how have local expertise and relationships contributed to long-term success in the market, do you think?
Local expertise and trusted relationships have been the heart of our success. Our success comes from respecting cultural differences, inclusive leadership, and aligning diverse teams. When you do that well, cultural diversity becomes a real strength rather than a challenge. I like that.
I like that too. And diversity is one of our values around here, one of our goals. Okay, what are you most proud of? This is a moment for you to shine some light on your team. So I want to hear about what you're most proud of when it comes to your team's impact over the years.
Well, what stands out most is not a single achievement, but the consistency with which the team has delivered value in a fast-changing and more often than not challenging environment. Customer focus has always been the guiding light. We are very proud because we just received the Global CFS of the Year from a leading fashion and retail brand. And we are also very instrumental in receiving the Global OCM Partner of the Year for multiple years from a very known footwear. So ultimately, what I value most is that the team hasn't just delivered results, right? Together, we built a culture of accountability that enabled us to execute consistently and maintain high standards of service.
That's awesome. I just love that that team is doing so well out there. All right, let's close with a few questions. I always like to leave people inspired, right? So let's talk about maybe your advice that you have for people. So having worked across, like I know with your back history, you've worked across multiple, global organizations. What advice would you give to customers or partners looking to expand into Vietnam?
Well, as you grow in Vietnam, you have to invest in your people, especially on your local teams. It's one of the most exciting places in the world. The food, the culture, just like what you said, April, and its consistent stability. Only a few can claim this in the world. So possibilities are limitless. The government has a comprehensive and an aggressive plan to fuel growth, especially on infrastructure and mobility. So strong people, strong government, growing middle class. So that's very important. And of course, again, incomparable stability.
Okay, well then what excites you personally though about the future of Vietnam and your role in shaping it? Because you have a role in shaping it.
So in the last 15 to 20 years, I've seen firsthand how the country positioned, invested, and gained momentum. So there's a lot more to do and develop. I can only imagine what's the next 15 years it will bring for the country and its people, right? So my role is, of course, has always been, consistently in developing and preparing my team. We stay with the course and support this growth trajectory.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for sharing your advice. Thank you for sharing all of your perspectives on and everything that's going out there in Vietnam. So congratulations on the 30 and beyond, and hopefully another 30 to come. But thank you for the investment of time and leadership that you offer our team out there.
Thank you, April. Thanks for having me, and thank you also to your team.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like what you heard, or if you have any questions about today's episode, reach out to us at global_marketing@APLLogistics.com. Make sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcast apps. You will also find us on LinkedIn or visit us at APLLogistics.com. We'll see you next time on the APLL Pulse Podcast.